Hey guys, welcome back as always. My name is Lazar, and today we're gonna talk about something a little different. What happens when cross-save and cross-play comes to Warframe? Now I know this has been a requested feature, such a wanted feature by the Warframe community, but I gotta ask, why did you ask for it? Let's go through the basics, shall we? So there's a couple of things to discuss today. We're going to talk about crossplay, cross-save. We're going to talk about Warframe Mobile as well, because basically Warframe Mobile was kind of bundled with cross-save and cross-play, but they didn't say a whole lot about it. And a lot of channels have their, well, let's say, concerns. First off, in order to run something like Warframe on mobile, I'm assuming you're gonna need something at least as powerful as the Switch. Did you guys play Warframe on the Switch? Anybody? Anybody? I know a couple of you guys play on Switch. Come on, let me know in the comment section down below. Now, honestly, I tried Warframe on Switch for a grand total of 15. It was horrible. Honestly, the experience coming from coming from a high-end gaming PC, going to the Switch. The novelty of walking around the house with a Switch and just, I'm playing Warframe, you know, that wore off really quickly. That was cool at first, but the frames were horrible and the graphics were terrible. It's just simple as. Now, I also played it on a PS4, that was good. That was a general good experience, just like on the Xbox One. So I didn't really have much issues with the console, but when it came to the Switch, oh god, no. That was simply not all that fantastic. Now, granted, my friends, the latest smartphones have a lot more horsepower, theoretically, than the Switch. For example, the latest Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra is rocking a Snapdragon 888 or an Exynos 2100, depending on your regional equivalent, right? So keep in mind that if you're like in Europe, for example, you're gonna get the Exynos, and the Exynos is not, sadly, as hot as the Snapdragon. These are old problems, but I'm sidetracking over here. You're gonna look at something like 8, 16, 12 gigs of RAM, depending on what version that you chose. You're gonna have plenty of gaming power in the latest Adreno chipset as well. So you're gonna be able to rock Warframe at higher settings, and considering what developers can do nowadays with the mobile games, that's fantastic. Now, I gotta be honest with you guys, I'm not much of a mobile gamer. I sit on the throne just like anybody else, and I pull out Asphalt Nitro for a little quick once-over, if you know what I mean, while I'm doing my business, but outside of that, oh, Plants vs. Zombies, I do play that, and Temple Run sometimes, because you can play it with one hand. Outside of that, I'm not much of a gamer when it comes to mobile, so I'm gonna have to rely on you guys. What do you think? Can Warframe run consistently, quality zone I'm talking about, on the latest smartphones? And okay, fine, not everybody has the latest smartphones. And you know what? Did you see the prices on these bloody things? Over $1,000 for a smartphone? Gah! Are you really gonna pay that much just so you can play Warframe at maximum settings? Are you that big of a fan? I'm genuinely curious if there are people out there that think like that. So in turn, that begs another question. How will Warframe legitimately run on mid-spec tier devices? I'm talking about the $200 to, let's say, $400-500 range, something along those lines. And yes, I can't believe I'm calling a $500 smartphone mid-range, but that's the market we currently have. Unfortunately, prices in the last couple of years have skyrocketed for flagship phones. Getting back on topic though, will it be the same experience on something like a Switch? Because honestly, that's definitely not what I'm looking for. What about the controls? Have you guys played adventure games on your smartphones? Do you know the controls with, you have these joysticks on top of your screen and you can control it like that? Now granted, especially on Android, I don't know what's the situation on the Apple things, but on Android you always have the option of connecting a Bluetooth controller. For example, I got myself an Xbox One controller. I use it every day for different things. Yes, I cannot aim with it, but I can do a whole lot of other things with it. For example, I can directly connect that controller via Bluetooth to my smartphone, and that's fantastic. I'm gonna be able to have a good Warframe playing experience like that. And after that, I can project the screen of my smartphone directly on the TV. And I kind of have like a, I want to say, a second-rate console experience, because there is lag when it comes not necessarily to the input, but depending on your connection and how you have everything set up, how fast the image will go to your television or your big old screen. So that's another thing to take into account. That's fantastic. Honestly, the possibilities are awesome. And let's dissolve all of these so we get to Yes, now I think I can fully max out my prime ammo stock, because believe it or not, there are actual use case scenarios for this mod. The next topic is one that some of you guys expressed your concern about or are concerned about. Warframe was bought by Tencent, or better said, Digital Extremes was bought by Tencent. What if the mobile version for Warframe is gonna be filled to the brim with microtransactions? Because you know, Tencent and all whatnot. I like to believe in my... Maybe I'm naive, fine. Maybe I am naive, maybe I'm overly positive as a person, but I like to believe that they're gonna keep the same idea that they had on PC and they had on console up until this point. I like to believe that they're not gonna fill the mobile version with microtransactions, because you're dropping the interest if you're gonna do something like that. Can you imagine the scandal? Honestly, like if mobile has a whole lot of microtransactions that you don't need to put up with on PC or on console, or even worse, what if they put microtransactions into everything? I like to believe that that is not the case, and we're gonna have a pretty seamless experience. I mean, sure, you're still gonna need a little bit of plat here and there to get your booster or something like that, but as always, these are optional. Now, let's see what do we get from this shotgun ribbon really quick. Please, 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 something good, mama, straight from... Oh, comb! Hey, the comb! Well, the base version of the comb is not so fantastic, but the Kuva comb, on the other hand, now that's awesome. And the disposition, believe it or not, is not 1, it's 2 little balls out of 5 little balls. The fire rate is fantastic on this one. The electricity and cold, not so much. It's gonna need some rolls, but you know what they say, it could have been a whole lot worse than this. Now, stepping away from the whole mobile platform, which honestly I'm super excited about, I'm legitimately considering changing my smartphone just so I can have something better for when Warframe Mobile comes out. I want to talk about how everything will work when we do get cross-play and cross-save. Are we all gonna be able to play together, right? That's fantastic. We saw it in the demonstration, and you know what? On DevStream, everything looks so seamless and flawless, but honestly, that's a controlled environment. What exactly would you expect out of something like that? Are we gonna be able to trade with each other? What will happen to the markets? Will they all collide in one another? Will the PC market become supreme because, you know, you have the most players on PC? What exactly will happen? And I gotta be honest, why did you, or why did we, better said, ask for cross-save and cross-play? And there's a couple of answers for that. For example, I meet a whole lot of players every day, especially on live streams, that I say, hey, come over to PC, you can join our clan, you know, we had this these activities going on and all whatnot. And they're like, dude, I can't come over to PC, I have this fantastic gaming machine, but I spent the past 4, 5, whatever years on console, man, and I have everything here. I can't move it over to PC, and I just really don't want to restart that whole thing. They are attached, players which are attached to their progression, everything you earned in Warframe, all your Warframes, all your weapons, all your mods, your companions. Maybe you are even pro decorator and you like having 1,000 room mods on your ship. You don't want to lose that, and I respect that. I get that. So cross-save, that will no longer be a problem. You can migrate everything onto PC, or perhaps your friends, or you don't want to play PC, you can't afford a PC, let's say you got a console, you can migrate everything from your budget PC over to your latest version console or something of the sort. By the way, I always recommend PC as being the optimal way to game, but of course this will depend on the individual. I also own a couple of consoles, I play on consoles, even on handheld, basically I play on everything. So that's one reason. The other reason is friends. All my friends are playing Xbox, and I have a PC. I can't buy an Xbox just to play Warframe with them. That's a little bit out of my wheelhouse. So that's gonna be fixed in and of itself. You're gonna be able to play with your friends no matter the platform. Now, of course, this goes back to how seamless this implementation will be, because right now I said this a million times, Warframe is always, from my humble point of view, more fun with friends. I always have a better time with friends. Even if we're going, for example, we're going with a couple of new players, we're going for a spy mission, and it gets messed up. It's funny. It's entertaining. Okay, fine, if you fail it 6 times in a row, it tends to be sad rather than funny, but that's not important. That's the experience of Warframe, or at the very least, part of that, right? So, considering all the host migrations, considering that Warframe is still peer-to-peer in 2021, I am really worried how are we all gonna play together, from console to mobile to PC. Let me know in the comment section down below, what kind of expectations do you have for cross-save and cross-play? What is your motivation for wanting these features? Do you just want the community to grow? Do you just want all of us to be basically interconnected, because honestly, that's reason enough. For me, that is reason enough, and I cannot wait to see what happens when they finally introduces these features. And of course, on the mobile topic as well. Are you getting yourself a brand new smartphone to play Warframe? Are you excited about Warframe Mobile? Or do you just not care? As always, my name has been Leyzar. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, favorite, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. And if you got any sorts of feedback for me, by all means, my friends, drop it in the comment section down below. But until next time, my friends, bye-bye.